Hello again, Packer fans. Welcome back to the Atrium at GreenBayPackerNation.com. Today is Friday, September 17th, and of course, Packers are celebrating a big win over the Eagles in our season opener last week, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Of course, we've got the Ryan Grant running back issue to deal with, our troubles in the defensive backfield. We'll talk a little bit more about the news and catch up on the Bills, which is our upcoming Sunday game. So stick around. This is the Atrium at GreenBayPackerNation.com.
Hello, J.R. Augustine here, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about our fifth quarter podcast. Our fifth quarter podcast is recorded immediately after the game, and it's posted that night. And we will go through a giving of the GPN ring and key stats that we thought were pretty impressive in the game. We'll give thumbs up and thumbs down to the offense, the defense, special teams, and even the coaches. So check out our fifth quarter podcast the night after the game.
Well, the Packers pull off a win, 27-20 over the Eagles, and of course the Michael Vick-led Eagles after Clay Matthews took Kevin Kolb out of the game. And there's been some major developments in that game. One was we lost Ryan Grant, first game of the season. This is a big blow to the team. Not necessarily because he's irreplaceable, he's an elite, irreplaceable running back, but Ryan Grant was the anchor of our running game. He was the stalwart. He was the one that, we always knew that, even though he sort of started out slow, he always got solid yards and came on strong at the end of the season. We are going to miss Ryan Grant. However, we need to consider the opportunity that this is for a Brandon Jackson, a guy that a lot of us think has a lot of potential, and a guy that also is, I think, better out of the backfield catching the ball. He does a great job picking up rushers, blitzes, and those are all important things because, once again, I think the saving grace of the entire Ryan Grant situation is that this is a pass-first offense. We are not a running offense. We don't hang our hat on being able to pound the ball down the defenders' throats. So I think we're going to be all right. Of course, we did bring in Dimitri Nance. We'll see what happens with that. I am actually more excited to see what happens with James Starks when he comes off the PUP list. Let's see if he's as much of a steal as the Packers brass seem to think he was in the draft. That this is a kind of guy that could have and should have been drafted earlier than he was. And the Packers felt fairly fortunate that he was still on the board when they were picking. I'm interested to see this guy run. He looks to me a lot like Ryan Grant. He's a tall rusher. He runs with a lot of authority, but he is tall. And so a couple things. One, in the negative, is he going to be able to have a low enough center of gravity? But in the positive, he will also have that deceptive speed that causes defenders to not necessarily take the right angle early in games. So we'll see how that develops. Of course, we've got to wait till at least week 6 to find out. But the Packers did win. Of course, there were some concerns in this game about our defensive backfield. We are playing this sort of zone nickel kind of a look and hoping to get pressure on the quarterback. And I think it's a worry because, at least to a lot of people, it's a worry. It's a big concern because we are not closing on the ball fast enough. We're not separating receivers from the ball like you'd like to see in this zone, with this zone look. We're hoping that Morgan Burnett will become the kind of guy that can do that. And at the same time, I think there's something a lot of people are forgetting about the Eagles team that we just beat the other day. This Eagles team is a playoff team. They went to the wild card playoffs. They lost to the Cowboys. A lot of people thought they would win that game. They did not have a good showing in that game. However, this is a playoff team with one exception. They didn't have a playoff quarterback. I didn't mention this before the game, but my biggest concern about the game against the Eagles was that Kevin Kolb would do so poorly that they would put Michael Vick in. Now, Clay Matthews did the job for them and took Kolb out of the game. And when Michael Vick walked back on that field and came true to form, he was very much looked like the form he had in '98 when he played for Atlanta. They became a playoff team again, and you saw that. You can't when Michael Vick can run the ball the way he did, and is throwing accurately. The Eagles have a bunch of weapons at receiver, and he was throwing accurately to them. We were playing a playoff team. This was no slouch of a team, and we were able to get the win when we needed it. And especially the way it came down with Clay Matthews having to make a stop against Michael Vick. I know that was a pretty blasé play right up the gut. They should have put him out into open space. It would have been more interesting. But the defense got the job done when it mattered. And I think that's the kind of defense we're going to have, is one that's going to give up some points. But our offense is going to score. We know that. And so you look at what do you think would have happened if Kevin Cobb would have stayed in this game? We'd have had 5-6 sacks, and our offense would have been on the field a lot more. We probably would have had another pick or two. Keep in mind, we should have had 3 picks in this game. This has been a big topic of conversation. Can Tramon Williams catch the ball? Can Clay Matthews catch the ball? These guys got to get, when you get a chance, you got to make that interception. But we could have easily had 3 picks in this game. We were watch Charles Woodson against Lee Evans. Lee Evans, the Wisconsin wide receiver, who is the go-to guy for the Buffalo Bills. And he has had success against us in the past. But Woodson should take care of business. They don't have a lot of other weapons. I think that this is going to be a good chance for our young guys to learn and have some success against this Buffalo Bills wide receiver core. But of course, it all remains to be seen. We've got to play it in the game on Sunday, so we'll look forward to that. And keys to the game against the Buffalo Bills. The defense, what is the defense going to do against the Buffalo Bills ground game? The Buffalo Bills hang their hat on their ground game. They picked up the running back that I think a lot of Packers fans wanted to have. And it's interesting because there's been a lot of talk that maybe the Packers will trade A.J. Hawk for Marshawn Lynch. That was another running back that the a lot of Packers fans wished we had gotten during the draft, and it didn't happen. And now C.J. Spiller, he is a dangerous threat, and the Bills have a good running game. We're going to find out against a team that hangs their hat on running the ball whether we are going to be a good rush defense. We've seen this defense give up big plays. Anytime a team is 12 yards or more out, it seems like they score a touchdown on us on this defense right now. So this will be a good time for our defense to show their mettle against the run. And of course, we've still got to take care of Lee Evans in the passing game. Our offense, I think it's the same thing. It's the ground game. What is our offense going to do in the ground game? We know we'll have success overall against this team. I don't think they match up against us, against our wide receivers. But what are we going to do in the ground game? Is the ground game going to continue to improve? Are our offensive linemen going to continue to improve and come together? Are we going to see a Brandon Jackson that can be an every down back? I think he is. There's no question in my mind. I don't think he's going to be the best every down back, but I think he can handle the load. Are we going to open it up and throw out of the backfield? What has happened to the screen game? Are we going to get that back? Are we going to see, Dimitri go in there and get a chance? And, is Nance going to get a chance to run the ball in this game? Those all remain to be seen. On offense, our ground game is now a big question mark. We saw it in the second half against the Eagles, but now how is this team going to transition to a running game without Ryan Grant? So we'll see how it happens. I don't see this team matching up against the Packers pretty much anywhere. And so if Green Bay goes out and gets the job done, I see a big win against the Bills. I see one of these wins that we say, hey, yeah, but it was the Buffalo Bills. Next week when we're doing these video blogs and podcasts, I see everyone hedging their bet that, yes, we did it, but we did it against the Buffalo Bills. I think this is the kind of game that it should be. We should put up big numbers. We should be in the plus 30 range and look for the Packers to keep the Buffalo Bills below 20 points. Maybe in that 14 to 17 range would be fine. And then we come back and talk about how, yeah, it was the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is also a game where if the Buffalo Bills put up 21 on this team and Green Bay is only able to, again, put up maybe 24, something like that, this game will be a major concern if that happens. We should be able to beat this team handily. And that is not because they don't. Every team in the league is a tough team. They're in the NFL for a reason, all these guys. So it's not like it's going to be hard fought. This is a confident team. They are coming in on their website. I forget who it was that quoted it, but they are expecting to come in and challenge our Packer team to take a victory from them. And that's exactly what I expect that we're going to do. So we'll see. But we look forward to a great game on Sunday. And of course, you can catch up with all the news, all the blogs, find all the sites that you frequent at GreenBayPackerNation.com. Catch up with us on Facebook. Check out the Atrium. Check out By the Numbers. We've got John Rehor doing GPM Insights and Michael Davidson with our Quick Slant blogs coming at you every day on the front page. Check it out, and we'll be back again next week to talk about a big win against the Buffalo Bills. So until that time, as we always say here on the Atrium, go Pack.